Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about the brand new, or the reincarnated Onyx City 2. They originally sold it way back in the day when they were a brand new company, but they recently, as of a couple months ago, brought it back, and it's a pretty compelling overall package. So we're going to talk more about that in this video, and then stay tuned until after because I want to give you guys a pretty substantial channel update news. Okay, so the Onyx CTY 2, as mentioned, I think this is actually a pretty compelling electric bike. It fits a very specific niche on the market that, to my knowledge, really wasn't being filled prior. So beginning with the price, it's roughly $1,000 cheaper than the, I guess you can say, the full-size Onyx RCR. So the current price tag is like $3,700. So it's still very steep. It's an expensive bike, don't get me wrong, but it's a little bit more approachable than the Onyx, and it brings much of the same punch and zing as the Onyx itself. In fact, if you just take a look at them side by side, the first thing you're going to notice is how they share 95% of their parts. You can notice things like the front headlight, even the whole front suspension fork. To my eyes, they're using the exact same components. So that's good, I guess. We all know that the RCR is a very high quality, essentially motorcycle. So to see a lot of those same parts on this cheaper version, it's pretty nice. And that's probably a major contributing reason as to how they achieve the cheaper price tag. They use parts that they already have on hand from the RCR. But the major difference in the way that they cut most of their expenses and achieve the lower price point is the battery. So unlike the Onyx, this is a 60-volt battery coming in at 23 amp hours, which is the same amp hour capacity as the RCR, at least the base battery. So yeah, this model is running a 60-volt battery, and I have to say I'm pretty pleased to see that they went with a 60-volt battery instead of the usual 52. As you can imagine, 60 volts is quite a significant upgrade. In fact, I'm rocking 60 volts on this bike, and I really have no idea why 60-volt e-bike batteries aren't more popular than they are. It seems like everything is either 52 or 72 volts, but 60 is right there in the middle, and it does make a huge impact on performance from a 52-volt battery. And the way that these electric motors work is that they have an RPM rating per volt. So of course, the higher voltage battery, the more top speed you can achieve. And on the website, the CTY2, or the City 2, has a top speed of 40 to 45 miles per hour. So that is significantly less than the Onyx, that has a top speed of roughly 55 miles per hour. And on this note, I actually think that these models use the same exact direct drive hub motor. Again, just looking at it visually side by side, it seems to be the same motor, and that means that the difference in top speed simply comes down to the amount of volts in the battery. So that's pretty cool. We all know that the motor in the RCR is probably one of the best motors in any bike. Okay, so that's basically all you need to know about the components that they're using. It seems like a lot of it comes from the Onyx RCR, but they're using a slightly toned down 60-volt battery. I'm pedaling. Completely legal. But aside from the components, there are some obvious design differences. The biggest being that this is a step-through model. And let me know in the comments below what you think of step-through frames. I mean, strictly speaking, from utility, they are better. It's easier to get on and off the bike, especially if you have a big load on the back rack. But visually, they're not as athletic and sporty looking. But I mean, overall, I don't think the step-through nature is a reason to buy or avoid this bike. But as a side effect of the step-through nature, you're going to notice that the battery box is angled downward. So that means that the center of mass on the CTY is actually a little bit lower than on the RCR. So the handling and the maneuverability should actually be better on this bike compared to the other model. And oh yeah, the final thing, you're going to notice that below the battery box there's a ventilated compartment for the controller. And that's actually pretty significant. They mentioned that directly in their marketing video. They directly stated that you can swap out batteries, ride all day long, and never have to worry about overheating. And coming from somebody that has built multiple e-bikes, cooling is significant. You do not want to overlook that because it can cause serious problems and limitations. Yeah, so that's the brand new Onyx City 2 electric bike or moped, whatever you want to call it. $3,700, so it's definitely high end, but it's not quite as high end as the full-size RCR and other bikes like the Sur X. It does have a unique little spot in the market. And let me know in the comments, is this compelling to you? Would you pick one up? Do you have one? Or would you always just save up a little bit more and go for the RCR? Okay, but now with that out of the way, I do want to talk to you guys about a pretty significant channel update. So, I'm pretty into this whole YouTube thing. I want this channel to be successful and grow and to make great content that people enjoy watching. And when it comes to the best videos so far that I've made on this channel, the ones that have done the best and been well received, they've all been like informative videos. So for example, I made a video on the best mid-drive e-bikes. That did extremely well. I have another one on the best hub motors. So I did a bunch of research, I presented it to you guys, and I walked through some of the best options on the market. I've also made buying guides for e-bikes, all this kind of stuff. And I think that whole niche is where I excel, personally speaking. And looking into the future, I want to expand the amount of topics that I can make videos like that on. Ooh, that looked like an electric scooter. But I think I'm just gonna talk about tech gadgets that I enjoy. And e-bikes, of course, is always going to be one of my favorites. So this kind of content isn't going anywhere anytime soon. But sometimes I get excited about other stuff and I'd love to be able to talk about it. I understand those videos aren't going to perform as well as my e-bike videos because that's what I built the channel off of. But we're still young. We just crossed 5,000 subscribers pretty recently, so thanks for that. And I think now is a pretty good time to begin to expand the audience here. Talk about a few more different topics. And again, just focus on making awesome content. That's my main goal here. But with all that said, that's going to be the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, of course, a like is always appreciated. Subscribe for some of that future content. And oh yeah, let me know about that Onyx CTY. Do you like it? Would you buy it? I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit lost right now. Beautiful neighborhood. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Keep it real.